This video is going to show you how to make charts in Excel. So let's say that we are working on a friction lab and our group decided to test 3 different independent variables to see how they affected friction. So our group decided to change the type of material that we're dragging a block across to see how it affected the amount of frictional force that the block experienced. We also decided to try and change the mass and see how that would affect the frictional force. And we changed the surface area of the block in order to see how that would affect the frictional force. So let's say we want to make a graph for our different types of materials. We don't have any values for the x-axis, we just have words. And so we really can't use a scatter plot here. Excel is not going to know how to create values for those things. It just needs words on the x-axis. So a bar graph is going to be the best fit for this situation. So we'll go up here to Insert, click on the Insert tab, and even in older versions of Excel, you'll have Chart as one of the options underneath that Insert menu. For this newer version, it's in a block over here called Charts. And I'm going to pick the one that looks like a bar graph. That looks like my bar graph. Looking through all the different kinds of them, some of them turn out kind of weird looking. I just want the simplest one. It looks like cork here goes up to 0.5, rubber, that bar graph goes up a little bit past 1, and that's exactly what my data table shows me on the side over here. So it looks like that is accurate values, the ones that I want there. All right, we're like 90% of the way done here. All we have to do is add into our chart the components that we need for full credit. So chart title, this should always be Y versus X. So what were my Y values? My Y values on this chart were my different amounts of frictional force. Frictional force, and my X values were the different materials that I used. So Y versus X. I got my dependent variable frictional force, because frictional force depends on materials. My independent variable materials. I chose those. That was independent of all other things. It didn't depend on anything else. So Y versus X, always your dependent variable versus your independent variable. So I got those. Last thing is I'm missing axes labels. So let's add some axes labels. Let's say you don't know how to do this. In the newest version of Excel, you go up to this question mark in the top, Microsoft Excel Help, and you can click it and it brings up a help menu. In an older version of Excel, it probably has a help menu over here somewhere, and you can click on help there and it'll bring up the same kind of thing, an area where you can find help. So let's say we're looking for axis title. And the first option it brings up is add axis title to chart. Cool. That's exactly what we want to do. Perfect. And we've got all of our steps to do that in the newest version of Excel. In the older version, what would you do? Well, it still compensates for that. It says don't see the plus button next to the chart. You might be using an earlier version of Excel. So see this section about add axis titles manually, right? So let's click on that link. It'll take us to, oh, here's how to do it on the old way, right? Here's all the different parts, the different ways you can do it. So you can look at the list. The links will just drop you further down the menu. Add axis titles manually. That looks good. So we'll click that. There's how you do it, step by step. That's right below where we just clicked on that link, right? We clicked on that link up here, and it just dropped us down lower to where we found that option. Okay, so in this most recent version of Excel, we're in Chart Tools right now because we have our chart selected. We're under the Design tab, and we're going to go to Add Chart Elements. We have axes titles here, and it shows you in this little red icon where your axis title is going to appear. This one's underneath the horizontal axis. That one's off to the side of the vertical axis, so that's perfect. We'll click on that, and it gives us a little box to type in. So now we have our axis title. This was materials. I don't need to put a unit next to it because there isn't a unit to measure materials in. They are just the type of material. Axis titles, now I want a vertical one, so let's click vertical, and it gives us a little box to write in on the vertical axis now. And my vertical axis was frictional force. And I measure that in newtons. So there's the unit I measure with. And we're good. Our whole chart is done. So now what if we wanted to make a chart for things like data, right? We've got 2 sets of data. We have numbers for the X and numbers for the Y.
not just words for the x and numbers for the y. Well, these are all data points, right? An x point that goes with y point, and that's a dot on our graph. Another x that goes with y. So we select by clicking and dragging across all of our data, and then there we go. We're going to insert another chart, and this time we're going to bar graph. We want a regular graph with data points on it. That's a scatter plot. So we'll click on the scatter plot. Again, 90% done. Excel did most of the work for you right there. So the only thing we're going to do, just like the last graph, we're going to change the chart title to y versus x. In this case, it's frictional force on the y versus, we were changing the mass this time. That's our independent variable. The mass is the thing we were choosing to change. Frictional force is the thing that got affected. It is the dependent variable. So axis labels again. The axis title for the horizontal mass. And those we're going to do in grams. So those were units, and unit was used to measure it. Axis title on the prime. Change that one to frictional force. And we're going to units. There we go. That's it. The only last thing and the whole point of these graphs is one trend line, one horizontal scaling, such that when we predict, like, when we get to 1,000 grams of mass, of force will they be? Will there be? So select the inputs to the SLR. Right click. Now there's my options for data points specifically. That's what the select unit did to begin with. If you don't select unit, it's going to be chart options and stuff. So select unit, take unit data, right click, now there are options for data. We're an average line. So click on average line, here's our options. We're going to Excel, just pop up a line, have the same options. I would simply pick on channel, so we're going to it doesn't work correctly with this one, or it doesn't work correctly with the one, so we'll stick to the one there. We're going to click select the entire graph, and all we have to do is click display equation on the chart. Once it's been square on the bar chart, and we'll have to go right here on the data table. There's our bar chart. Up to a different spot, we can see the code. Perfect. So we have this graph, which we're going to do, and it's going to go back, and this will be a frictional force for this back. So that's the frictional value equal to thousands of this, per thousand for this, and how much friction will it result in. Let's go to let's match and try and repeat. So we're going to try and repeat. It's a perfect match. So if you have a match, the match, the